There is a setting Apple has buried 3 menus deep in the macOS settings that, once enabled, will change your entire MacBook experience. And even though this feature has been around since macOS X, it's still rarely used today. If you go into System Preferences, then Dock and Menu Bar, and then scroll all the way down to the bottom, and finally click on this little plus button here, you'll see an option called Show Recent Applications in Dock. And when you check this box, something magical happens. You now get this new dock icon, which will show you all of the applications that you've recently opened. And if you look closely at the edges of these icons, you'll see that they have these small numbers in the top left corner. These numbers are actually the number of seconds that have elapsed since you last opened that application. The smaller the number, the more recent that application is. And there are also these small arrows underneath each icon. If you click on one of these arrows, it will sort either up or down, depending on which arrow you click, based on the time that elapses. This makes it super easy to find an application that you recently opened but forgot to close. It also works with files as well. So if I open up a file, let's just say this keynote presentation here, and then go back to the Finder, I can see exactly how long ago I opened that file and how long it's been sitting there. What's really cool though is that you can actually set up multiple categories within this Recent Applications menu. For example, I could make a new category for my most recent email messages, and another category for my most recent files and documents. To do this, you simply click and drag on this area to the left of the plus button, and you can give your new category a name, and then click on the plus button again to add it to the dock. Now whenever I open an email, it will show up in this Recent Emails category, and whenever I open a file, it will show up in my Files category. This is really helpful if you tend to forget what you've been working on recently, or if you need to quickly find a file that you know you were working on but can't quite remember where you saved it. Now you may be wondering why I chose to bury this feature in the Settings menu rather than putting it somewhere more prominent like the Control Center. Well, the reason is that this feature is really only useful for people who are already having problems finding their files or applications. For the average user, having this menu in the dock would just be a waste of space, and it would also slow down the overall responsiveness of the dock, because it has to constantly be updating to show you recently opened files and applications. So I think the current implementation is a good compromise. It's out of sight, out of mind for most users, but it's still there and is easily accessible for those who need it. Now, despite this feature being buried deep in the Settings menu, I still think it's important for people to know about it because it can be a real time saver if you use it on a regular basis. And that's why I decided to make this video, so that other people would be aware of this feature and hopefully take advantage of it. I also decided to release this video for free, unlike some of my other videos, which are locked behind a paywall on another platform. The reason is that this video isn't sponsored by anyone. I'm not trying to promote anything by releasing this video. My goal is simply to help others learn something new and useful about their devices. If you want to learn more about macOS or the new features in Ventura, I've linked a couple of playlists in the description below. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button or subscribe. If you want to see more content like this in the future, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.